You're listening to the Shared Security Podcast, exploring the trust you put in people, apps, and technology, with your host, Tom Eston. In episode 84 for September 2nd, 2019, ghost click Android apps found on the Google Play Store, new privacy protections for Apple's Siri voice assistant, and did you know that your credit card may be spying on you? I have a question for you. How often do you carry your laptop with you? If you're a frequent traveler, the answer may be all day and every day. So if you're carrying your laptop around, how are you doing it? If you're like most of us, we use some cheap neoprene laptop sleeve or just throw it in a backpack. But what if I told you that there's a better approach? Well, Silent Pocket makes a fantastic solution called a Faraday laptop and tablet sleeve. I have one and I love it. Their laptop sleeve comes in waterproof nylon or beautiful leather to provide protection for your laptop not only from the elements, but also by blocking all wireless signals, making your laptop instantly secure. Check out Silent Pocket's Faraday laptop and tablet sleeve for yourself at silentpocket.com. And as a listener of this podcast, be sure to use discount code SHAREDSECURITY to receive 15% off your order. Hi everyone, welcome to the Shared Security Weekly Blaze, where we update you on the top 3 cybersecurity and privacy topics from the week. These podcasts are published every Monday and are 15 minutes or less, quickly giving you news that you can use. Did you know that Android app developers have found creative ways to load ads or conduct ghost clicks within an app so that the ad is never shown to you and that you never have to click an ad on the screen? Well, last week it was discovered by researchers from Symantec that an Android app developer called Idea Master had 2 apps, a notepad app called Idea Note, OCR text scanner, GDT color notes, and a fitness app called Beauty Fitness Daily Workout, Best HIIT Coach, which were downloaded over 1.5 million times in the Google Play Store for close to a year using this very tactic. According to Symantec researchers, the code to do all of this was hidden due to the way that the apps were compiled. Typically, researchers can easily reverse engineer Android apps to view the source code, but in this case, a packer was used to purposely obfuscate the code. These packers are typically used by app developers to protect intellectual property within their code. How this attack works is that the developer first makes sure the ads show up just outside the viewable area of the screen, and then they program the app to initiate an automated ad clicking process that runs in the background. Not only will this drive up ad revenue for the app developer, but it has the side effect of slowing down your Android device and drains your battery. There is also the potential for these developers to use similar tactics to load malicious content or open up websites so that more dangerous things could be installed on your phone. So how can you prevent something like this from happening on your Android device? First, keep your mobile device up to date. Only install apps from trusted sources, and pay close attention to the permissions that are requested when you install an app. And if you happen to see your battery or data usage spike after installing an app, that should also be a clue that an app may be doing something malicious on your device. Remember on a recent previous episode how I talked about Amazon, Apple, and Google having major privacy issues regarding what was being recorded from their voice assistants, like Siri, Amazon Echo, and Google Home? In all of these assistants, recordings were found to have contained very private conversations that were being analyzed by contractors hired to improve the technology behind these digital assistants. Several weeks ago, Apple suspended what they call their Siri grading program due to privacy concerns with the use of contractors and the very private conversations, which included everything from financial data, medical, and other very personal details when Siri was accidentally triggered. This past week, Apple has now announced that they will be resuming the program in the fall, but only after some privacy changes are made. These changes include that Apple will no longer retain recordings of Siri interactions and instead will use computer-generated transcripts to help Siri Siri improve. Second, users will be able to opt in to have audio samples from Siri analyzed with the option to opt out at any time. And third, for customers that do opt in, only Apple employees will be allowed to listen to audio samples, and that they will delete any recording which happened to be an inadvertent trigger of Siri. Now let's see if Google and Amazon follow Apple's lead to fix some of these recent privacy concerns with all of these voice assistants. And now a word from our sponsor, Edgewise Networks. The biggest problem in security that remains unsolved is unprotected attack paths that allow threats to compromise vulnerable targets in the cloud and data center. But traditional microsegmentation is too complex and time-consuming and offers limited value that's hard to measure. But there's a better approach, Edgewise Zero Trust Auto Segmentation. Edgewise is impossibly simple microsegmentation, delivering results immediately with a security outcome that's provable and management that's zero touch. At the core of Edgewise auto segmentation is zero trust identity, which automatically builds unique identities for all communicating software and devices by combining cryptographic properties of the workload with risk classifications. Edgewise protects any application in any environment without any architectural changes. Edgewise provides measurable improvement by quantifying attack path risk reduction and demonstrates isolation between critical services so that your applications can't be breached. Visit edgewise.net to find out more about how Edgewise can help stop data breaches. Credit cards are a necessity these days for paying for things either online or when you're out and about, and we all know that credit cards just make paying for things much more convenient. One of the side effects, though, as we often talk about on this show, is that your credit card data is a huge target, as evidenced by the countless data breaches we hear about almost every day. But have you ever thought that your credit card might be spying on you, and that, in fact, your credit card transaction data goes to many different types of companies for lots of things that you may not even know about? Well, I read a fascinating story last week posted by Jeffrey Fowler, a technology columnist for The Washington Post, about how he purchased 2 bananas at Target. Yes, you heard that correctly, bananas. He purchased one banana on a Chase Amazon Prime Rewards Visa credit card and the other on a new Apple card, which is advertised as a credit card focused on your privacy. Here's what he found out. First, card data is extremely valuable to all sorts of companies. From your bank, the retailers, the credit card processors, and even the apps that you might use like Mint to organize your finances. All of your transactions are often aggregated, anonymized, hashed, or used in some way to eventually target you with marketing or other types of offers based on what you purchase. While we don't typically think about how our spending habits could reveal information about us, it was pretty eye-opening to me to see the path that your data takes as soon as you make a credit card purchase. First of all, your bank obviously knows you made a purchase, but what you might not know is that your bank will send your data to marketing partners and affiliates. You can opt out of this through those yearly privacy notices that you receive in the mail once a year, but by default, you opt into this data sharing just by signing up for a credit card. In fact, the Chase credit card used in this experiment was found to share data for 7 different reasons to companies not owned by Chase. This is where the Apple card was different. Goldman Sachs says that it does not collect or send any transaction or other data to any third-party companies. Oh, and of course, any co-branded credit card like the Chase card that partners with Amazon gets a piece of your data too. What else? Well, there are the card networks run by MasterCard and Visa, which also aggregate your data and then sell that data to various third parties. This is where the Apple card starts to fail from a privacy perspective. Once data hits the card network, that data is no longer under the privacy restrictions put in place by Apple and Goldman Sachs. There is also the store itself, as well as the point of sale systems. For example, both bananas were purchased at Target. Now, Target, of course, knows what you purchased and can start to use your card number as a unique identifier showing what you've purchased and when. Target shares your data as well with other companies too. And if a particular store has a loyalty card, it gets even worse as now more of your purchases and related history can be shared. Now where it gets really interesting is with the point of sale systems and the merchant banks that actually process your credit card transactions. Guess what? They too can share your data. I've started to see payment terminals asking me if I want to print a receipt at the register or have it emailed or texted to me. Guess what happens if I choose email or text? Yep, you guessed it. I just gave my phone number and email to the credit card processor. Creepier still, next time I use that credit card at that store, the terminal will most likely remember that I chose email or text as my choice of receipt delivery. But wait, there's more. Mobile wallets and financial apps also send your data to third parties too, but I think you get the idea. We'll have the full article linked in the show notes so that you can read the rest for yourself, but what are some things that we can do about this? First, you could start using cash everywhere, but if you use a loyalty card with a purchase, you'll still be giving away your data. The more sound and unfortunately painful approach is to opt out as much of this as you can by researching how to opt out through your bank, credit card company, and even some stores may allow you to opt out too. But as the article noted, the devil is in the defaults, which means that only a small number of us are going to actually take the time to contact all of these companies to opt out of data sharing. My take is that the Apple Card is doing some good things here, but it just doesn't go far enough. I think it's going to take a combination of some type of new federal privacy law combined with businesses finally realizing that, quote, data is the new corporate social responsibility. That's a wrap for this week's show. Visit our website, sharedsecurity.net, for previous episodes, links to our social media feeds, our YouTube channel, and to sign up for our email newsletter. First-time listener to the podcast? Please subscribe wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And if you like this episode, please share it with friends and colleagues. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Shared Security Weekly Blaze.